And yesterday was a start. Let's get to the action. Russell Wilson finds Collins for an 80-yard gain. Second quarter, Jaxson dart enters. Take another look at it. Wilson just frustrated with the turnover right there. Dart in to start one. Giants are in the driver's seat. 2 plays later, Dart. QB sneaks up the middle. The swag is turned on. 14 of 16, 137 yards, 1 passing and 1 rushing touchdown.
Like you can smell the turf. More preseason action here. Raiders hosting the Niners on Saturday. There you see Ashton Genty running out for the contested catch. Look at him secure it, hold on to it. The athleticism, impressive. His only catch of the day is 28 yards. The drive results in a field goal later on in the first quarter. He's a rookie. He was drafted 6th out of Boise State, we remember, and he's showing why he was drafted so early. You know, 2 players to rush for over, not a fumble, finished with 7 rushes, 33 yards and a touchdown. Genty's first touchdown of the preseason, but he said, I have arrived.
Colts taking on the Packers. QB1 and 1A, Daniel Jones and Anthony. The Colts would get a field goal to end the drive, and Jones would be 7 of 11, 101 yards, and just 2 drives out there on the field. Take it to the second quarter. Anthony Richardson, a first down, his only rush of the game. Richardson again makes another throw under pressure. This time the Anthony goes for 38 yards, but it gets called back for offensive offside, and Richardson will be 6 of 11, 73 yards and 9 rushing yards. All right, there's a whole lot of separation. Well, really not that much in this QB competition for the Colts. Both Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson have completed just over 50% of their passes. No touchdowns yet for Jones on his 7 series. And, of course, Richardson led the Colts on 1 touchdown drive against the
Be crowded, but there's quite a bit of injuries. So yesterday, when the Browns were taking on the Eagles, Dillon Gabriel got the start. Of course, Shedeur Sanders has that oblique injury, and so here he is making his preseason debut. First quarter, Gabriel fires a perfect pass to Jamari Thrash. That would be a first down. Gabriel went 3 for 3 on third down conversions during his first drive. Do it. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Didn't need that. So we go to under 2 minutes to go in the first half after that pick 6. See it one more time. 2nd and 15 on their own 33. Gabriel's field goal right before the end of the half. So Gabriel had a decent day. 13 for 18, 143 yards, 2 turnovers, though, to cap it off. Browns did win, but here's Gabriel.
There's entertainers and there's competitors, and I totally understand that. And my job is to compete, and that's what I'm focused on doing. Of course, we're doing this mid-game, but it's something that I'll get used to, and just want to be the best team that I can and create an environment where we can all go do our best work. That's all we want to do.
Okay, so that was an interesting quote. He was asked about it again for a little bit more clarification. He had this to say in the post-game press conference. Yeah, first off, I'm all about our team and each other. I would never make that comment, but for me, I've explained it. Entertainers are you all. Competitor, that's what I am and all my teammates. And we both have jobs to do, so that's it. Okay. Jeremy Fowler and Sam Macho are here now to break down the rookies. And obviously, Jeremy, we're going to start with Dillon Gabriel. Comments a little bit up and down, as was his play on the field, which is fine. But do you think the Browns saw enough clarity in terms of the quarterback situation they have there?
So, Shay, they've seen enough clarity to know that they have 2 rookie options that they do like in some capacity. Joe Flacco still expected to start, but you have Shedeur Sanders performed well last week. Dillon Gabriel did some good things, a little up and down, but the Browns like how he runs the operation, the non-flashy stuff. He understands Kevin Stefanski's offense, the play action, moves around well, can avoid sacks. All those things bode well for him, and he was drafted 2 rounds earlier in Shedeur. So Browns have a lot to figure out here. They do not have a lot of clarity, except for the fact that Joe Flacco is supposed to play the 3rd preseason game. Kenny Pickett could also get in there as well. The Browns have not made a firm determination yet whether they're going to have 4 quarterbacks on the roster, but they're open to it. But for a first start, this was at least good for Gabriel. They were worried about that hamstring. He was able to get out there healthy, get out of the game healthy. That's important.
So it sounds like Dillon Gabriel has a good grasp on the offense, at least so far in the preseason. So, Acho, what was your evaluation of his performance in that preseason game?
I was impressed by some of the throws by Dillon Gabriel, but what hurt him are the turnovers. The interception, the pick 6, is going to look like a negative play, as well as they fumble on the attempted handoff. Those 2 opportunities are 2 data points that actually don't help when it comes to a quarterback competition. There was so much that looked good. You're talking about him spreading the ball out all over the field, the pinpoint accuracy, but turning the ball over in a with Dillon Gabriel in his performance.
Yeah, the turnovers are never going to look good, especially in a preseason game, but you don't want to see that in the regular season also. Meanwhile, Jeremy Jaxson Jaxson Dart looked fairly impressive on Saturday, 14-16, 137 yards and 2 scores. What do the Giants think about their quarterback plan going into that game?
Well, they love where Dart's at, how he's developed both on the field and off. He's been a high achiever, fast learner, highly motivated, all those things. But head coach Brian Dable made a key word last night, develop. He said he wants to continue to develop Dart, so they're not going to rush him out there. Russell is, even last night, it was interesting. You saw him go in for a play when the first team offense was out there, went and threw a screen pass. Maybe they have a package for him during the season. They can mix him in. The Giants have to make a determination whether Jameis Winston would be the guy to go in as the veteran if Russell Wilson would somehow get hurt during the season. But right now, Dart has really made a compelling case for number 2. He seems
over there shaking his head at this whole situation. Do you think the plan that the Giants have in place right now, where it sounds like Russell Wilson will be the starter and then maybe up for grabs, maybe we have a package with Jack?
I think it is the sensible and the right plan for the New York Giants. The reason why is this. The speed of the game gets faster as you go from the preseason to the regular season. And so even though Jaxson Dart did look good at times, there were a few mistakes and overthrows that will be even exasperated when the regular season starts. So that's why you want to have 14-year veteran Russell Wilson be your starter and then give the entire season to allow Jaxson Dart to this on what he did in the preseason when you have viable options in front of him. And so I think that Jaxson Dart needs to develop. Russell Wilson should start for the season.
I don't know a time where we've ever been talking about the Giants like this, and you would know.
I wouldn't know. It's been a long time.
That's what I'm talking about.
At least only when it's good stuff. Like usually it's around. Williams sat down with Courtney Cronin to share how Ben Johnson is challenging this team to be great.
It is an honor to stand as the head coach of the Chicago Bears. Caleb, I'm excited to work with you, and I can't wait to get to work with the rest of you guys.
You were here when Ben Johnson was hired. Roma Dunze has talked about how complex this scheme is, and that realistically, it's not something that players are going to be able to master in year 1.
It's just how complex it looks for the defense. And then when you get into the offense, Ben said it before, it's trying to make everything look the same but be different. A keeper, play action, screen, and a drop back and all of these different things that all look the same for a defense, and then it's different. That's what gets our guys open. That's what Ben specializes in, and we got to keep following it.
What tools do you use to gauge success of that?
I've set goals for myself, and that's making sure I get all 11 guys moving on the same pace at the same time. When I snap the ball, going through our reads, seeing the defense, and having confidence going out there and deliver the ball.
You really wanted somebody to come in here, hold you accountable, coach you hard. How has he done that so far?
Yeah, he's done exactly that. He's been tough on me. He's been hard on me, and it's been great getting coached like that and being pushed, and the whole team seeing me being pushed like that. He set the standard. It's our job to level out and be at that standard.
So Courtney sat down with Caleb Williams, and now she still sits down with us. Wonderful. Courtney Cronin with us this morning to talk a little bit more about the Bears here. And look, people like me from Chicago want to see Caleb Williams make that jump from year 1 to year 2. What kind of jump should we expect from him?
Shay, I want to reference the statistical marks that the Bears want Caleb Williams to reach in year 1, because they've said it a couple times. That's how